Let's take a look at the COVID-19 statewide data on your screens right now as India fights COVID. Data till 15th of June. This has been compiled by the Data Intelligence Unit of India today. Top 5 states that have registered maximum number of cases. Tamil Nadu topping the charts, 12,772. Next comes Kerala with 7,719. Then comes Maharashtra. I beg your pardon, Maharashtra comes after Tamil Nadu, 8,129. Then comes Kerala at 7,719. Then comes Karnataka with 6,835. And then Andhra Pradesh with 4,549 cases. Amidst the threat of the Delta variant first seen in India, some countries are reporting a fresh Delta Plus variant with a mutation. Scientists have claimed that there is no immediate cause of concern in India as it is incidence in the country is very low. The Delta Plus variant is being reported in countries across the globe like the USA, Canada, United Kingdom, Russia, amongst others. Though there is no indication yet of the severity of the disease, Delta Plus is said to be resistant to the monoclonal antibody cocktail treatment for COVID. The antibody therapy was recently authorized in India. A study identified 36 cases of Delta Plus in England. Majority of the cases were associated with travel from Nepal, Malaysia and Singapore. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced to extend the lockdown restrictions in England until 19 July amidst the fresh variant threat. As over 10 lakh students seek clarity on Class 12 assessment, CBSE to announce criteria in the next 48 hours itself. Students may be evaluated on the pre-board marks. Class 10 and 11 marks may also play a key role in this evaluation. Here's a report.
More than 2 weeks after Prime Minister Modi cancelled CBSE board exams for Class 12 students due to the pandemic, suspense over the exam results continue. And more than 10 lakh students are waiting for clarity on the assessment procedure.
Priorities, honestly speaking, अब मुझे नहीं पता that result किस basis पर होगा. मतलब अब इसमें हो सकता है कि कुछ बच्चे जो डिजर्व नहीं करते उनको अच्छे परसेंटेज आ जाए, कुछ बच्चे जो पढ़ लेते हैं उनके परसेंटेज थोड़ी उनके मतलब सेटिस्फाइड ना हो. सो आगे अफेक्ट तो करेगा ये करियर में, क्योंकि कॉलेज में एडमिशन्स किस बेसिस पर मिलेगी, यूनिवर्सिटीज़ वो नहीं पता. तो या
एक तो पहले तो डिसीजन एकदम से सडनली लिया गया, इतना प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं थे, बल्कि एक होप थी कि एग्ज़ाम होंगे, क्योंकि सीबीएसई एक बहुत ही क्रूशियल क्लास होती है, आपका फ्यूचर का बहुत मेन क्लास होती है. और डिसीजन मेरे हिसाब से थोड़ा अनफेयर था, क्योंकि जिन बच्चों ने सच्ची में बहुत मेहनत करी है उनके साथ थोड़ा सा कह सकते हैं नाइंसाफ़ी हुई है. पर उम्मीद ये है कि अब असेसमेंट आगे अच्छी हो ताकि हमारी परसेंटेज अच्छी आए, क्योंकि कई कॉलेजेस ऐसे हैं जो अपने एंट्रेंसेस भी नहीं ले रहे हैं, वो मेरिट पे ही लेंगे.
The CBSE might put an end to the students' anxiety in the next 48 hours. Sources have told India Today that the CBSE has zeroed in on evaluating students on the basis of their performances in previous exams. Evaluation will be carried out on the basis of pre-board exams as well as performance in class 10th and 11th.
12वीं का जो भी क्राइटेरिया डिसाइड होगा वो कंसल्टेंसी के साथ होगा, जस्ट एंड प्रॉपर होगा और किसी बच्चे का किसी तरह का नुकसान होने की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं होगी.
The board had also rejected reports of it following a no marks criteria to evaluate students. Remember, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia had written a letter to Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank with similar suggestions. Sisodia had suggested that 30 marks weightage be given to pre-board results, while 20 marks each be considered for class 10th and 11th results. The remaining 30 marks should be decided on basis of practical exams. The CBSE faces a big test of finalizing a fast and fair assessment formula for the students. Bureau Report, India Today.
Prime Minister Modi may visit United States later this year to have an interaction with President Joe Biden if COVID situation remains under control. Speaking exclusively to India Today's Taranjeet Singh Sandhu, Indian envoy to the US, said that the likely visit will take place for the crucial Quad Strategic Alliance Summit.
Can we expect Prime Minister Modi's visit this year after the Biden administration has taken over? Is there any conversation on a visit front by Prime Minister Narendra Modi later this year to America?
Let's just take the period of the Biden administration. As you are aware that there have been very high-level political exchanges. Prime Minister Modi has spoken to President Biden 3 times since Biden's election. Prime Minister participated in the Quad Virtual Leaders Summit and also in the Leaders Summit on climate change. You are aware EM visited United States last month and met all the key interlocutors. And prior to that, EM had met Secretary Blinken at G7 Foreign Ministers meeting. Secretary Austin and Special Envoy Kerry both have visited India. The Commerce Minister has spoken to his counterpart. Other cabinet members, finance, energy, health, they have all spoken to their counterparts. Of course, NSA has been in touch with his counterpart here. At the Quad Virtual Leaders Summit in March this year, there was a clear decision that leaders will hold an in-person summit by end of 2021. And to your second question, Prime Minister has had a warm and a productive conversation with Vice President Harris, during which he invited the Vice President to visit India soon after the normalization of global health situation.
Indian envoy to the US Ambassador Taranjeet Singh Sandhu has said that US has pledged support to India's vaccination drive and is prioritizing India's case. He also said that Bharat Biotech's US partner Ocugen is confident that the vaccine would be provided for children too. Take a look.
A huge question that a lot of people have been asking, and that has to do with whether if co-vaccine will benefit out of it. Bharat Biotech also needs, although they say their dependence is much less now, but they do need some of the sources. So is there anything in terms of sourcing of these components once they increase capacity that they would also be able to look at those US companies?
So again, let's look at the facts. As soon as we received the requirement from Indian pharma companies, we have immediately been taking up with our interlocutors in the US administration. Now, on this, External Affairs Minister spoke to Secretary of State Blinken. We have been also in touch with NSA Sullivan. We have also spoken to White House Coordinator Jeff Zients, the Deputy Secretary of State Sherman, State Coordinator Giles Smith, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, etc., etc. Now, of course, we welcome the announcement of the US removing DPA rating for AstraZeneca and Novavax. We have also been consistently engaging all the major supply chain companies. And, you know, these include Sitwa, Antilia, Pal Corporation, etc. I have personally spoken to them, and response from all these companies has been very positive. They have recognized the urgency of the situation, and they have been prioritizing Indian orders. And going forward, I am hopeful that they will be easing of the situation on the supply chain front. And already our production has been ramped up, and that itself is a reflection of the fact that these problems are tiding over. And Ocugen is confident that the vaccine could be provided for children too. And therefore, Ocugen is proposing to submit relevant data to FDA. And this could present global opportunity for co-vaccine.
Hundreds of environmental protesters wearing giant heads portraying G7 leaders posed after a demonstration on a beach outside the G7 meeting in St. Ives, Cornwall in England. Take a look.